I was sexually abused and I always felt uneasy around men. I would often freeze and I could never say, please, don't be so close to me. Or if it was someone who would fancy me, I would be so afraid to say, don't kiss me because I don't feel like being kissed right now. I froze. We moved a lot when I was a kid. We moved so much that I remember this one time I was so stressed and afraid that the new place is going to be way worse than the one where we lived before that I don't remember even if I packed my bags. I froze. I just left for my grandma's home. I was scared of the change. I was trying to escape from the moment of, I was afraid of the new, and how is the new gonna be? I was afraid and I already felt ashamed if the new room and the new place is gonna be horrible, and how would I ever be able to show it to my friends? I wished for the beautiful wallpaper that would look so nice on the walls of my room. What I heard from my parents was, it's not worth it. If the place was ours, we would make it nice. What I heard and what it meant to me and how I understood it as a kid was, you're not worth it. You're not worth the nice, beautiful place. You're not worth the effort or the time. I know they never meant it, but I never knew until the day I faced my self-sabotaging belief of how much I wanted to earn. How much does a private class with me cost? I needed to get multiple certificates, diplomas, finish university and get the experience in the best schools, compare myself to other teachers, and then still put myself down with the cheapest price in the city as I was just starting. I was very ashamed and uncomfortable naming my price. I couldn't tell out loud how much money I wanted, and I felt sorry for the other person that maybe it's too much. I never knew how much I'm worth, and I knew others charge less. It never crossed my mind to ask myself, how much would I like to get for this job? How much was I worth to myself? I was comparing myself to other yoga teachers, meditation teachers, coaches. In my private life, I was comparing myself to my friends who had families, jobs, apartments, cars, all the practical stuff. When I checked my Instagram, I was comparing my profile to those pretty pictures on the beaches, people who are always holidaying or having that digital nomad life with a new coffee shop in a new city every day. Why wasn't I facing my uniqueness? I was busy. I was busy comparing, competing, and also complaining about life in general. I was living in the victim mode. Read this again, or this time listen to this again. I was busy comparing, competing, and complaining. At some point, it got so bad that I wouldn't charge at all for my classes. I told myself, I'm just doing, like the all good charity work and being a nice yoga meditation teacher, and why would someone charge for spirituality, right? But deep down, I also wanted to feel safe. I wanted to have those good-looking yoga pants. I wanted to drive a reliable car and live in a cozy place. I longed for my own desk with vision boards, green plants. But what I subconsciously was choosing for myself was living in a victim mode, living in scarcity, not facing those self-limiting beliefs. It got extremely bad at one point. I was so busy doing all the free work that I could hardly afford my rent. I became more and more stressed, which led to a burnout. I was longing to go and visit my family, but I couldn't afford it. I wanted to help the world. I wanted to share my message. I wanted to show how amazing life can be. But at the same time, I was struggling and not admitting my struggle. I fell into depression. And more bad thoughts would overcome me, still not realizing that I could just admit that I'm unique. What does it mean to be unique? Well, you can look at the Ikigai, the Japanese method for finding out that it means what you love. It's like a combination of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And you can look at that more in the journaling session. At that point in my life, I was good at teaching. I also had a vegan food business. I was good at cooking. I really loved doing all those things. I've always loved whatever I've been doing, but did the world need that? Yes. Was I paid for that? I was a tiny bit, but not enough to go on the full force. I had to learn the lesson, getting back to my power. I know you have heard power, but what does it really mean? What is that thing? Well, once you realize your uniqueness, there's nothing more than just the power of living your life to the fullest. How did I realize my uniqueness? Well, Like I said before, I went through multiple books, courses, spoke with teachers, recorded podcasts just to find out that I need to do is the inner work. And for me, it was journaling. And when I say journaling, it's a mixture of therapy and coaching. And those days I started with questions like, what am I good at? Yes, similar to that ikigai, which you can Google for sure. But I didn't know about it at that point. I took classes about abundance and prosperity mindset, and it was suggested to write down 50 things you're good at. And of course, it makes you feel better. It makes your day better when you start seeing what you're good at. I also realized that my learning about self-worth and money was needed. I often felt that I would run out of money. I felt that people are not able to pay so much and that I should charge less. I started switching my mind to the abundance mindset, from scarcity to abundance. I imagine that people have so much and they're ready to give, that it's enough for everyone. I realized that I've never run out of money. I looked at all the people who would help me if I hit the rock bottom, and there were many. My new mantra became, I'm here now. This is the perfect place and time for me to be here. I'm learning, I'm expanding, and I'm growing. Money's coming to me effortlessly. I'm so blessed with people paying me for something that I love doing, things that bring healing and courage and inspire and make this place a better world. So, how can you realize your uniqueness? Have a look at these questions. Think about where you were born, the family you grew up in, the country, the language you speak. Imagine those things as little pieces of puzzle, of colorful mosaic. Maybe you like more technical pictures, so imagine yourself as Legos and those building blocks. Your family, your country, the language, society. Think about the school, everything that you did at school or the university, your talents. Maybe you chose some courses or you had some after school activities that were really amazing. And even today, what are you continuing? How are you putting your puzzle together? And how are you building that unique self? Isn't that magical? Okay, we can start here. What is the most amazing thing about the place where you were born and grew up? And about your family? What skills did they give you? Maybe it's surviving in a really high stress environment. What is something that you would have never ever learned anywhere else? Think about that country and society where you grew up in. And what did the people who were surrounding you as a kid, what did they teach you? What did you learn from school? Was it the beautiful relationships, or was it hardcore, I don't want to remember and I just want to forget about those situations? What are the skills and talents? What choices have shaped you into who you are today? If I had consciously accepted everything that I've learned, experienced, the good and the bad, yes, the good and the bad, where would I be now? Yes, that's about the shadow self. Remember how I started this story? As a kid, I was sexually abused and I always felt uneasy around men. It's something that I wanted to forget, that I had buried deep down inside of me. And it was something that I thought, I'll just forget. It's fine. I've forgiven the person whose kid I was looking after in a foreign country and who mixed some vodka in my drink and later tried to rape me. But forgiving is not just forgiving. I didn't forget how scared I was. And it's not about forgiving the other person. It's about what happened to you. How ashamed I was and how I felt guilty that it has happened to me and how I wanted to escape. I just wanted to feel safe. I wanted to tell this to someone, but I never could tell till the day I realized it has shaped me. Until the day when I heard from other women that they have gone through the same or even way worse, and that I can actually understand them. Our stories shape us, and sharing them allows us to breathe again. Think about those shadow parts that you would love to bury, the ones that you don't ever want to remember. It can be the sexual abuse, it can be violence in the family, growing up with no parents, or bullying at school, anything you just really wanted to forget. Can you shine a light on this now and say to yourself, it is this that has shaped me. I understand the world better now. I understand the people better. I'm grateful for this experience. It might take you a while to be grateful for this experience, but that's fine. And you might not understand just right now why that happened to me, but I accept it as a beautiful piece of the puzzle that is needed for me for this existence. And like I mentioned earlier, I was comparing myself to those yoga teachers, which, have those crazy yoga poses. I was comparing to the digital nomads who seem to have it all together and also have the money to travel the world, staying in those picture perfect places that I also longed to be visiting. It's not that I didn't, but very often I did it because I also wanted to be like them, and that's normal. You see, again, being busy with being someone else or trying to be someone else. And yeah, till the day I realized it's not fulfilling me. But what's fulfilling me? Maybe the bird watching. Oh wow, it's not the party in Bali. Well, I would choose both though. You can bird watch and party in Bali, right? You see, once you realize what's yours, it's actually much easier to make decisions. You have to sit in silence though to realize that it's possible to build your life as you want. And but by going back to comparing myself to other teachers, I never realized that I just compared this one little part, that yoga teaching part. I could, however, compare the life experiences, where we were born, what things we have done, how we speak, how we approach people, what we love, and what we do with our talents and our characters and our values. Do you think I would find even one teacher who is like me to compare myself with if I took into account all these things? I don't think so. It's just not possible. Not even the digital nomad. Is there anyone who was born in Latvia, was the first one in their family who traveled the world so much and just out of curiosity? No, I don't seem to find anyone like that. And for myself, I'm magical in that way. And when I started seeing the magic of this unique combination of how these life experiences, my choices, my decisions have truly shaped me, there was no one to compare myself with. What I could do instead was to celebrate me and to celebrate others. To realize we're all in this puzzle, in this journey of putting these things together, experiencing, and then I also started celebrating other people. I started being nice and compassionate and cheer for other yoga teachers, meditation teachers, those who run retreats, anyone who I was comparing myself before with. I became supportive. I became someone that people would love to have in their conversations around their dinner tables and on the weekend trips, because I knew my worth and that, I'm unique. I saw how unique and amazing and magical everyone else is, and how we're all making this puzzle very, very possible and enjoyable for experiencing. So I'm not giving you the answers, I'm asking you questions, and I'm giving you the space for your own answers to be written by you, and giving you the space for the answer, yes. So as you know, understand, I was looking at the life from I'm not enough, you can't have it all, she'll get my job, her life is so sorted out, I have to be careful, she's having too much fun with my boyfriend. Those were just insignificant thoughts at the beginning, and they could have stayed like that. But our minds, being powerful things, are generators, and they ask questions and they just bubble and they just love a good, thought. She'll get my job made me scared and competitive with my colleague for no reason. We were working in different departments and I had nothing to do with hers. She could have never harmed me, but my thoughts did. I'll repeat, my thoughts did. I tried to become better than her. Suddenly my thoughts made me competitive. I put her on a pedestal and she became the god to compare things with. How foolish. Another human being. The one who had such a great relationship with my boyfriend, wow, that thought, it ruined my relationship with him. I started acting all jealous and thinking he's such a horrible person that he would cheat on me. That one time he didn't call me for an hour. Can you relate? The start and the thought, innocent. Nothing special and just a thought, but how we develop, how we play, how we imagine and relive that in us, truly magical, powerful. And this can go both ways, the nice way or the really ugly way. But we have a choice to navigate and pick the speed and direction for our thoughts. I named just 5 of those, and that's nothing compared to what runs through our minds and what we choose to follow and develop on a daily basis. During depression, I developed a thought that food is so bad with all the sugar, gluten, and how it's not keto or vegan, or it's not any good for me. I was walking around hungry, angry, and it led me to a really, really bad health. I wish I had known the formula for looking at things the other way around, literally from the perspective I have enough. So, a more practical approach. Notice the thought that you are thinking. for example. She's also running a workshop. How am I going to get people for mine? Me looking from a scarcity model. There's not enough for everyone. What do I say and do? I close my eyes and I tell myself, I honor this coming to me and teaching me. And I say, thank you for letting me know. I still need some more compassion towards myself. And I remind myself, I'm unique. I've come into this world. The experiences, talents, skills, and how I view, appreciate life is unique. I can share that with others. They will see a new way of looking at things. I can gift them a part of the experience of me, of being me through my view. And then I go further. What can I learn from this person who I kind of envy and I'm jealous and I'm comparing myself with? What is she doing that I'm not yet doing, but I would love to? I see that I've also loved to charge so much for a workshop that I'm running. And I would love to have the help with the workshop that she does. And I add notes to my next workshop. I thank her for showing me my limitations. I thank her for showing me my limitations and how I can also expand and do greater. And if today I feel really, really like getting over my limits, I tell myself that today I want to expand. What about supporting her and going to her workshop and becoming a student again? I allow myself to pay her and appreciate her workshop, to be humble, to learn, maybe get some ideas of how to do or not to do things. Maybe I just need to say, it's enough. I need to organize mine because I have so many things to share and give, and I can give so much value. I know, even when writing, I want to compare. Her workshop is so bad or so this or so that. I could do better. That's why I do mine, but notice it. So I tune in and I see, is this what I want? Is this what I need? Is this going to heal me to grow, to learn more about me? Most often, it's going back to yourself and asking, why is this really happening to me? And then, from a place of love, either organizing your workshop, living your life, or just leaving that behind. Close your eyes. I'm unique as I am, with all that I do and that I don't do. I'm enough. I chose to come into this world, go through these circumstances to be me today, uniquely me. And 7 billion people, there is no one like me. What can I give today? What can I share that will make this day better? What can I allow to come through me to be my experience and then share and inspire others about it? Thank you for listening to this. And if you didn't hear the beginning, just go back and listen to this. A lot of love. Ciao.